Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the Father North, here to another glorious, magnificent, innovative Propagandacast here with your host, Imperial Dane. In the east, we got Expensive Runner fighting here for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, and of course finding himself here on Kholodny Ferma. Not a common what map being played in 1v1s lately. Mostly vetoed, honestly, for good reason. We got Jaeger Infantry, Mechanized, and Spearhead versus Mirasol on the west here with Armoured Assault featuring T-3045s, Radio Intercept, Vehicle Crew Repair Training, IS-2 Heavy Tanks, and Stormwick Attacks here. Forming up here with the 4th Cast Mechanized Corps versus Expensive Runner here and the 1st Panzer Division. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my page supporters, champions and heroes, one and all who support the Propagandacast and make what I do possible. Also, big thanks to Andrew for supporting the Propagandacast with his hard-earned money. Big thanks to Andrew. Other people can join their illustrious ranks by the pledge on Patreon or donating via PayPal. Links are in the video description. Finding, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing is another way to help out the Propagandacast. Anyways, we can see the Expensive Runners going in pretty hard here up north, looking to disrupt the opponent here, mess up sort of around the early game here by putting up pressure around the northern fuel point. Bit risky, of course, for Expensive Runner, is if this doesn't work out, he's going to leave himself in a bit of a tough spot. He's not exactly getting fuel himself now, so it's very much, as I was saying, early all-in here from the Wehrmacht. Worth noting, of course, we've got triple engineers here for Mirasol, which is definitely not your usual sword opening. I mean, 2 engineers, common, but 3 engineers? That's definitely not usual opening. It's definitely not the usual opening you might see from a Soviet player here. So that's definitely a bit interesting to see here. Southern point, they almost secured there, at least the carve point, but of course, considering the engineers racing towards the fuel point, the rest of the Grenadiers, they won't fit too well. But looks like here, Expensive Runner continues his northern-bound expedition here with the Pioneers and the MG-42. Meanwhile, Mirasol is slowly pressuring the engineers and the conscripts against Expensive Runner. More troops arriving here for the German army. Second Grenadier Squad arriving here. Conscripts charging forwards, losing Yuri and Konstantin's Grenadiers. Mow them down there with well-placed counter-TK fire there. Fritz drops dead. So does Dimitri, and up north the Pioneers then forward going for the northern fuel point here. Third Grenadier Squad Expensive Runner as more troops are being slowly deployed southwards. But there you go. He has managed to basically open a path here towards the northern fuel point. No need to keep the flanks here covered. Still, this is a highly unusual opening here from Expensive Runner for this map here. In particular as the Wehrmacht. Guineas also basically laying down mines, pretty sneaky and aggressive. Thumbs up there to Mirasol. Machinery positioning a bit further, got the northern point here. Third Grenadier Squad ready, others reinforcing, pushing southwards here. Guineas think about there. Third conscript on the way there from Mirasol for 3 Guineas, 3 conscripts. Is again fairly unusual. Allows him a lot more capping power in the early game. But still gives them some firepower. The engineers basically have the same DPS as a conscript squad, by the way. They're obviously just not as great in other ways. So, interesting strategy for sure here by Mirasol. So far, the Expensive Runner struck a bit with it. But at the same time, it's also getting some gains here, which I imagine Mirasol was expecting. Because push back their engineers, 3 kills. I mean, they basically took down the Grenadiers with some assistance for the conscripts to draw the fire here. They're going to use a bit of trouble with the 2 Grenadier Squads up north here. Machine Corps reposition here by Mirasol. It's definitely a bit risky. If Expensive Runner would have figured to keep the machine at least further behind around, tries to push straight for the car point here. I feel like that might have been slightly greedy there by Expensive Runner. Though I can't fault him. He was having so much success already, so why not try and push a bit further? Expensive Runner, there's some tech up north, MD-42 there with Pioneer support now dealing with Unity and keeping the northern fuel point out of Stalinist hands. Mirasol, of course, he tried to take a flank path around to get behind the machine gun. Will Expensive Runner see this coming? Who knows? And the south of fuel point is being claimed there for Deutschland as this dance of death is already vigorously underway. Back here, we got no medics yet here for Mirasol and the Red Army. Do we have flamethrowers? Yes, indeed, we have flamethrowers on the way. The machine reposition here. Conscripts running around here. They're basically running around circles there. Machine reposition now. Again, nothing to do with the conscripts at the flank end, but of course, need to be open here for an assault from the south as well here. Center big point being grabbed. Almost got the southern fuel point. And we got the tech down. The fake Expensive Runner, nothing to do with it. Machine being attacked from cell sides here. He will have to retreat alongside the Pioneers. But even then here, Expensive Runner has struck a blow here for the 1st Panzer Division and the 4th Panzer Grenadier Company, as it does manage to gain the upper hand in terms of map control, however briefly, versus Mirasol, and also show Mirasol that no place is safe. We got some Panzer Grenadier for Expensive Runner, thumbs up to that, an excellent addition here to support his men and to support Deutschland. Got to the taking man losses of the Grenadiers, light machines on the way as well though, the MG-42. If they couldn't get the MG42, they could have been equipped with the MG34, or possibly any like number of other light machine guns the German army had, like the MG15, for example, or the MG13. Which, despite the naming, by the way, were not actually weapons for like World War I, though just basically converted aircraft machine guns for infantry usage. They were roughly, in terms of like rate of fire, somewhere between the MG34 and the MG42 actually. Fun side note. Pani sending out the expense runner, no commander yet for him. Grenade here completely whiffs there on Mirasol's engineers. Northern fuel point almost reclaimed here for Mirasol and the Red Army here as the 4th Guards Mechanized Corps trudges onwards versus the Red Army toward... against the German army towards Berlin, not the Red Army. Here's routed.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Panzer aiming forward, see Grand Northern point here. Like to make a nice gun expense runner. Guessing an armored car, though half tech would all be a good addition here. We shall see though. Panzer going for the car point. Again, good aggressive disrupt play so far from expense runner versus Mirasol. Honestly, a map like this, a mortar would also be a great investment for both sides. We got the support company up here for Mirasol and the Red Army. Expense runners with the commander, got his flanking engineers. We got the constant flanking MG42 there. Definitely not ready for Mirasol to use the terrain so effectively versus expense runner. He, of course, is now forced tracked. And there we go, engineers popping up behind him, causing definitely a messy situation for expense runner. Go bang grenade off. There you go, catch him out in the open, but they do manage to avoid the bang grenade, but are forced to retreat here. In the face of the amount of firepower the expense runner can bring to bear versus Mirasol. The car point still has been hit. Armored car there for expense runner. And the 1st Panzerdivision has the Panzergrenadier 10 to the concept with the Sturmgewehr 44. There we go, ripping apart the Socialist frontline infantry, their machine guns forced back here. Grenadiers come, I imagine, from northern fuel point here. In the center and the south here, Mirasol once more switches onto the offense versus the Germans. Armored car almost down here for expense runner. Grenadiers reinforcing. And going for the northern car point. Machine gun team wiped out. Oh, blimey. That was an excellent deep flank here on Mirasol and definitely punishes expense runner if not keeping his rear lines clear. That is going to be a massive thorn in the side, in particular on a map like Kholodny Ferma, because again, it's such a narrow choke point filled map. Again, there's a reason why most players at this point kind of veto it. And the ones that don't veto it, a lot of the time just rely on other people not vetoing it actually, or having vetoed it for them so they don't have to veto it. And he's pursuing, he's trying to get the machine gun back, but I fear here, expense runner will find that machine gun at least for some time, slipping beyond his grasp. Maybe one day he'll be able to reclaim it for Germany, but for now, this remains a Soviet weapon for now. Using Southward Sea, ground point C, we got 2 flamethrower upgrades there for Mirasol. Very potent there, we'll have to go for the 3rd one. Probably not, though I'd expect minesweepers just in case expense runner does lay down till a mine here. We got the Pack 40 in the way there for expense runner and the German army, the Panzerabwehrkanone 40. And these, of course, are significantly vulnerable to armored cars as they have no access to snares. North there, Panzer defending the car point, northern fuel point claimed again, further northern point ceased there. But I really think that the MG42 now, they're in Soviet hands. Expense runner really wants to consider either a mortar or a flamethrower after, because he needs some way of dealing with a machine gun in either a swift manner or a fairly safe and efficient manner. But he needs some way that isn't involving like infantry, I think, for the best choice here, because the 6-man MG42 team backed up at conscripts is going to be a significant headache here for expense runner to quickly out and get his hands on. Pack 40 is out there, of course, in case Mirasol pushes for a fast T-70, though with the fuel lead so far expense runner's had, it is interesting, you know, I mean, he's been able to control both fuel points fairly well if he thinks he needs it here. Like, again, I feel like just another light vehicle would serve him a lot better. Then again, Kholodny Ferma, not a great light vehicle map. And particularly not when your opponents then, of course, mining the fuel paths out already, so maybe just more Panzer Grenadiers, or again, a mortar here, honestly, for expense runner. But again, really good moves here by Mirasol as well. Both players aggressive, fluid plays here, looking for weakness, looking for openings. But so far, Mirasol is definitely finding more openings here than expense run. There go, mines going off here. Another wipe on the Panzer Grenadier this time. This is just brutal stuff here. Mirasol is really leveraging this map as viciously as you can here versus the Germans. Minesweepers are finally ready. We got more grenades for expense run, and there you go, another mine goes off. More casualties, more map control now falling to the hands of the Red Army. This is a fierce fight here, and expense runner is certainly finding his progress erased efficiently here by Mirasol, who's just finding any gap and exploiting it. And I think part of this is also just having all these extra engineers allowing just to do that, because it just has more moving elements. Like, Expense Run has got 4 Grenadier Squads now versus 3 conscripts and 3 engaged with all of the pioneers. That's 5 versus 6 moving elements. That's pretty good. Again, that just gives us a bit more to move with. Plus, he's just chucking down mines all over the place because he's not particularly concerned about upgrading his conscripts. Of course, the engineers a bit, but again, as long as they get down mines, it's pretty good here for Mirasol. And another mine goes off somewhere. Oh, there we go. It's actually one of the first mines later on Mirasol here. Mines almost finished up north. Could be caught by the armored car and yeah, ruined. Could get a wipe even. That'd be very good here for him. There you go. Mines set off as well. Excellent here for Expense Run. Got a field gun here. I still think he really needs a mortar. Maybe even 2, honestly. Gun is reinforcing here. Tank would be 10 conquer there for Mirasol on the Red Army. Might go for the T-70 here. May not. Both paths are open here for Mirasol under the current circumstances, but I think assuming his opponent might be pushing for tanks soonish would not be entirely half bad. Expense Runner continues to operate without a commander, making I wonder what he's planning. I'm guessing not Jaeger Infantry, though the G-33s and the Jaeger Command Squad would be quite handy on a map like this, honestly. Afghan and machine gun gets a kill there, but crucially, there's still a lot of machine gunners left. South here point being seized. Pack 40 also being used to cap point C, certainly indicating the amount of pressure Expense Run is on under right now. He's actually using the Pack 40 like that. Mirasol here could have gone for the T7, but isn't, so I'm very much expecting like just churning out T-34s. Of course, another advantage Mirasol right now has is he's also got radio intercept courtesy of armored assault, so he's very much aware of most of what Expense Run is doing. So in terms of like building stuff, so that definitely gives Mirasol there a bit of a strategic edge here over Expense Run. And he's almost wiped out here. Almost got them, but no. Gets away with a tiniest of health here. Bit of good luck there, I guess, for Mirasol. Troops setting up. Banker up here for Expense Runner, but he's short on the munitions there. No tech either. Armored car pushing northwards. A bold aggressive move here, considering like his bone's been laying down a lot of mines. Interesting enough, Mirasol has not researched grenades. North here, whoops, comes caught by almost all of his grenadiers here and absolutely shredded there by a firing squad. And further up north, pioneers take a long path towards the fuel point here. Expense Runner knows, of course, what the name of this game is, and it's about fuel control. So thumbs up to Expense Runner. Very nice play there. Tech on the way as well for the German army. Armored car hold back. Still time to go for any medics in that medic bunker. Pack 40 spotted. And this could turn extra south for Expense Runner. Now he kind of gets punished for this because, again, he's got no infantry screen. Like, all of the infantry is based in the center or in the north. So, well, I understand the logic here. It can only take you so far. And, again, the mistake was not using the Pack 40 to capture. The mistake was not to have anything nearby to bail its ass out in case it gets caught by infantry. Of course, the armored car can respond. Somewhat we also got the Grenadier Squad running from the center now, but this was fairly risky. Like, imagine it's not been a conscript squad, but a guard squad like machine guns or something with submachine guns, and that pack crew could have been dead very fast. So, bit of a close call here for Expense Runner. Bit of a close call. Still making progress up north again. Once more denying Mirasol his field point, and of course, once more getting more of it. But Mirasol there, with the Mechanized and Company, is very much well positioned to push for a fast T-34 from 6. Though, of course, whether or not he does it is another matter entirely. But I would not be surprised if he does. Since the T-34 from 6 is just such a great shock tank thanks to its high firepower versus infantry. And currently Expense Runner's got like no armor anyways, like just rushing up the T-34 from 6 right now is going to be, yeah, very potent here for Mirasol. It's going to think add another problem here on Expense Runner's shoulders to manage. Grand points in the south here. Gunny's in the centre church here. 2-2. Well, can't get repaired because the pioneers building this Palmer Court. And obviously wants to prioritise getting out some armour here. Oh, getting the armoured car fixed up here versus Mirasol and the Red Army. T-34 from 6 ready here. Halfway done. Yeah, the lack of a commander yet at this point has me thinking it's either Mechanized or Spearhead here from Expense Run, and certainly Spearhead with a fragmentation bomb. And maybe even the mortar after. I mean, could be quite useful here. I mean, again, the incendiary bombs from the mortar could, for example, use for, clearing out some position from Mirasol and make it hard for him to defend. So, like, there are some options here for Expense Runner to consider versus Mirasol and the Red Army. Of course, whether or not he actually falls up on them is another matter entirely. In the centre there, Grenadiers being forced for the German Army. Deutschland. Pack 40 in support moving up. Armored car fixed up. We do get the Panzer IV there for Expansion Run in the German army. Each Panzer division typically would have 1 battalion of Panthers and 1 of Panzer IVs in their Panzer regiment. As the war went on and armor shortages became more common, it was also not uncommon, for example, for the 2nd Panzer Battalion, which has the Panzer IVs, to be mixed in with Stu's. So, fun fact. Mortar on the way there for Mirasol. So he goes for the mortar first, thumbs up. Again, I've seen Kholodny Ferma in particular as a map that really rewards you for having mortars and making good use of them. Panzer IV right around the corner. T-34 from 6 there with a damaged engine being repaired there by engineers. Panzer IV out for Germany and Deutschland. North East gunny spring 40 backed up with the armoured car. Catching the counter there, well dug in heavy cover. We got 3 in the center, so 433. And there you go, mortar fire around the center for Mirasol on the Red Army. MD-42 here, Betchens, 1 kill. Gunnies need to retreat before Mirasol remembers to pop the incendiary position around, which kids could die out. And there you go in the south east, Gunnies caught with the T-34 from 60. Immediately half the squad is gone. We could see a wipe here on Expansion Run, really just highlighting the sheer power of the T-34 from 6. As out of the medium tanks, it probably has some of the highest damage on its machine gun. Plus, of course, the main gun is also incredibly good versus infantry. There you go. Grenadier squad wiped. Expansion Run leaders stand a chance here. And there you go. Panzer IV equipment trouble as well here. No Pack 4 nearby. Damaged engine in this case, allowing the T-34 to get away. But that was a really close call for Expansion Runner. And of course, still lost a Grenadier squad. And now on top of this, Mirasol is adding in a mortar team here, which will definitely make the whole thing more awkward here for Expansion Runner. Machine gun push back here. Concentrating with the southern victory point. Pioneer squad number 2 here to assist with repairs. Definitely not a bad idea for Expansion Runner. The commander would also be a good idea, and certainly a mortar. Eine Granatenwerfer. Got another 6th Division field gun for Mirasol. Could be an indicator he's actually planning to stall for the IS-2 heavy tank. Or he just wants another field gun, because on a map like Kholodny Ferma, getting up 2 field guns, or like any 2 anti-tank guns, is particularly powerful. Because again, it's not a map that allows for a lot of maneuvering. Expansion Runner here with Mechanized, featuring command tanks, 250-1 half tracks, vehicle critical repair, spotting scopes, and the lighter Feldhaubitze 18 artillery. Up north again, another push for the fuel pump. This time though, Mirasol was ready and had mined it ahead of time. Another machine gun there for Expansion Runner. I mean, not a bad idea, but I would also really strongly urge a mortar here. T-34 rushing northwards. Got 5 kills on almost 1 because they need to retreat now. But now we've got another nice flank here by Mirasol against Expansion Runner there. Again, Mirasol's just really good at like just outmaneuvering Expansion Runner there, like just taking all these small parts to catch the opponent off guard here. And the Panzer IV's in the bad spot as well. They're caught with the field gun here, pushed back. Looking a bit rough here for Expansion Run. The German arm Pioneers in trouble as well. They need to retreat. In the centre there, Grenadiers pushing forwards. Conscripts dug in. Up north here. Didn't get the fuel point there, but at least he's able to save the armoured car and the Panzer IV. Mirasol, of course, is proving to be a wily and fierce opponent here versus Expansion Run in the German army. T-4 rushing ahead here. Pack 4 lining up with its family gun. And there you go. Panzer fast folds up here, damaging the engine of the T-34 from 6, but not enough to really finish it off with. Back hit reinforcing healing. T-34 going to hold back. Pack 40 shoots, field gun removed. We got the BM-13 Katyusha rocket truck here for Mirasol on the Red Army. Further up north here, Max machine gun there, busy with the northern field point there. Panzer IV being self-repaired. Thumbs up there. Nice use of the ability. Certainly one of the advantages of the commander, and probably why it is fairly popular, because self-repair abilities in general are just quite good. Make no mistake, they are quite good. Trying to break the sandbags there. Mirasol just designed to lay down more sandbags, building more in-depth defense. Not a bad deal at all. Katyusha almost done for Mirasol in the Red Army. South, we got Expansion Run in the German army here, striking at the southern point here, counterpart by the Panzer IV and its machine guns. Grenadiers running with more machine guns, field guns both are moving in. Would be great if he had some artillery, but meanwhile Mirasol is stocking out more. He's got the Katyusha out there on top of the mortar bin. He now has 2 separate artillery pieces compared with Expansion Runner's none. That It's definitely going to be something that could become a problem if, as the match goes on, there for Expensive Runner, unless he's able to like silence them fast. Default flank in here. Pack 40 needs to turn around here. Panther could also be needed here in the center. Pioneer's being bombarded there. Good choose a fire on the Pack 40 here. Good call in there. Armored car trying to escape the T-34. Troop reinforcing here. And he's going for tier 4 now. Considering everything that's going on here, I feel like going for tier 4 is fairly ambitious here by Expensive Runner. Like, I would, recommend more medium armor, but it could be that Expensive Runner, of course, wants rocket artillery of his own. But even then, I would still just advise some more to than going for some more medium armor, rather than investing all the resources into tier 4 and then the Panzerwerfer. Personally, anyways. Northern point that being seized for the glory of Command Stalin before turning up, about to hold up in the centre. Field guns are ready, of course, backed up here by the mortar. Push southwards here by Mirasol and the Red Army. And far, far up north, Grenadiers pushing forwards for the German army. Nearest T-Fed forcing up to get Vetsi already. 10 kills in service of Marxist Leninist ideology. Grenadiers from the Guineas in the south, further up north, the MD-42 proving to be an issue there for the Grenadiers. My god, where did he get some Maschinengewehr? Why don't you get up and ask them or shut up? Heavy Panther got the fixed Panther runner, Panther on the move here. T-Fed for going for the Grenadiers, Panther nearby though. Tractor shattered as the T-34 impacted with its shell. Panther for the ramming bounces off the T-34 from 6's armor. Lucky there for Mirasol. Grenadiers down to half health, almost right with the T-34 from 6 up north here. Panther 4 going straight for the MD-42. Kills one poor soul there. T-34 moving in there, engaging the Panther 4. Good shot for the side armor there. Pack 40 ramming here, backed up by Pioneers. Field guns are ramming here. Panther 4 down to half health already, while having done no damage to the T-34 from 6, which is halfway to the ace level. He needs to get the. He's about to lose the Panther 4 like this. Hasn't helped the Pack 40, kind of got messed up there and entangled. Yeah, good chance of losing the Panther 4 unless he gets very lucky now. Looks like he narrowly avoids loss here. That was definitely not particularly graceful. The South troops moving forward here, meanwhile up north, I think he's going to have to like concede ground here and just trying to get as much as he can out of there. T-34 down to half health here. Field guns bombarding the Pack 40. Definitely mess the situation up in the south here though. Conscript engineers and Grenadiers about to clash back up with him for 2 here. And we do get a Sturmpanzer here from Mirasol. Expensive Runner clearly concerned about the infantry and support weapons under his opponent's command. I mean, certainly can act as a breakthrough weapon here against some of the strong points, but with the threat of just more tanks here from Mirasol, the question is, do you really want on the other hand? You need to deal with those field guns as well. So I can see the logic in there. The Jews find all the bunched up troops in the south here, forcing a withdrawal here by Expensive Runner to avoid suffering extensive casualties here to the Kyushu rocket launcher. Sturmpanzer here halfway done. Panther 4, there were 2 kills, veterans who won. Center secure up at the conscript. Sturmpanzer almost done. T-4 being fixed up, close to the ace level. Sturmpanzer almost on the south. Panther 4's on the move once more for the German Reich. And they're going to bring to the Grenadiers here. Panther 4 ready. Sturmpanzer, I mean, ready. Technically based off the Panther 4 chassis though. That's a fun side note there. Panther getting the counter, there you go. Even blitzkrieging ahead here, and there you go. Crashes several of them before the rest get the order to retreat here from Mirasol. Do you think we can get a roadkill medal for this? There's no roadkill medal. Really? I heard otherwise. I don't know who your sources are, but I'm fairly certain they're lying. Sturmpanzer moving ahead here with its 150mm howitzer. That can definitely blast some holes there in the Socialist lines. Panzer's been bombarded here by the T-34 from 6. We got 99 points left with the 395. Expensive Runner needs to do something on that control here. There's his Mirasol and needs to do fast machine to push back. Northern big point makes use by the Pack 40. Still think a more to be a good investment here for Expensive Runner. Meanwhile, Mirasol at this point is going for a 4th conscript squad. They're bringing more infantry to fight against his opponent. Not a bad idea at all. Meanwhile, Expensive Runner's lost the Grenadier squad. He hasn't replaced it. field repositioning there. Getting a bit risky there with the field guns. This actually gives Expense Runner, I think, a good chance to wipe them both as a bunch up so close to the Sturm, have to do some heavy damage. And there you go. Panther's getting makes 2 here. Shot fired and T-34, those sets mine off. Panther's knocked out. There you go. Got one of the field guns here. Damn, it's engine on it. Needs to clear out the other field gun first here. The Pack 40s, where are they? They are. Oh, they're not there. Are they? They're all the way up north. He's still got both field guns. Quickly crewed up here by this conscripts again here. T-4 on the other side here. Almost got it. They got a Sturm way still. Situation has turned south. Expense Run despite clearing out the field guns. He just did not have enough support for the Sturmpanzer. Meanwhile, Mirasol had an ample flood of troops here to go straight for the throat here on Expense Run. There you go. The Sturmpanzer fear is abandoned. Stuck here is a nice idea, but will fall a bit short here. And the Sturmpanzer destroy Mirasol, taking no chances with fascist technology. Fixing the Panther 4 rapidly using both Pioneers and self-repair. Thumbs up. We got 77 to 395. Stug almost on the fixed Panzer Runner. 75 to 395. Definitely not looking great. It's like a great situation. Fixed Panzer Runner. Panther on the move again here. Constantly being mauled here by the Grenadiers. Almost got a wipe here. Machine gun, there's the Panther 4. Good kill there. Good shot there. T-Fed force some 6 on the move. Pack 4 land good hitting the T-Fed force from 6. Grenadiers narrowly get out of the chest before it collapses. Pack 4 there at the ready. Catches of course unleashing fire on the Pack's position. Eventually 2 gain. Panther 4 Stug on the move here. Need to deal with those field guns. Again, the lack of a multi, I think, is really making things tough more tough for Expense Run than I think it needs to be. Got the good hit on the field, almost got it wiped out there. Stuka moves a bit too further ahead here. There you go, good shot. Now the T-Fed force from 6 down to half health here. Field and crew dead. We'd like to take out the Katyusha here if he's not. Okay, there you go, got our way. Another T-Fed 4 ready here. Well, I've known he's gone for like armored assault, but so far I've not even seen him bother with the T-Fed 5s or anything like that. He's just churning up T-34s from 6s. Which is interesting. I mean, so far it just seems like he's gone for the ability just for radio intercept. The commander for radio intercept and vehicle crew repair training, maybe. And that's like it. Always got, of course, assuming a taxi could go for, but so far, no so tanks. More Panther Expense Runner. Nice idea here for sure. You just need to keep them clear of the T-34s from 6s this time around. Stu Panther under repairs. Get it from the Pack 40 here. Kind of need to get out before they get wiped. And at this point, I think it's safe to say that any wipes in elite infantry under Expense Runner's command, like just highly veteran infantry, will be very difficult. Like, you know, compensate for. And there you go. Again, self-repair is being used fairly consistently. Fun fact, by the way, with the Germans, they had a little thing there during the war and actually before the war, but they actually send the tank crews, you know, off to the factory to assist in repairing the, you know, building the tanks again. They're putting together the factory lines and all there. So they had a bit more experience with the tank in terms of, like, you know, repairs and maintenance and all that there. There's a little thing they did probably also just, you know, help ensure there were enough people working at the factories. But it's a little sort of fun story there, you know. Tiger crews, you know, before they get to pick up the target and arrive at the factory, you know, help put them together. So, anyways, hey, find the center. We could see the T-Fed get knocked out here. Mirasol overcommitting him, Expense Runner. And there you go. Guarded an excellent killer for Expense Runner, but the Stuke is about to go down. It's always the Stuke, isn't it? And the pack crew expires here. Great kill there from Mirasol. Panther diving in here. Infantry support is nowhere near to be seen. It's all back at base there on the move. Stuke there, being hauled away though. Panther 4 though. Almost got the field gun crew here. Near ace on that Panther 4. There we go. Gotta wipe somewhere. Though I'm not entirely sure what Panzer are going to be pushing in there. Panther 4 getting away. The Stuke needs to pull back further away there and try and, I guess, do some self-repairs. Panzer going to be pushed off the center here as Mirasol puts off a still continuous, fierce, and ruthless defense. T-Fed pushing straight to the Pack 40, which got narrowly crewed here by some Grenadiers. Panther 4 trying covering fire here. Stuke moving in there. Almost got the T-34 from 6. Again, can he finish it off here? No, Pack repositions. And there you go. Katyusha fire off here. Stuke should just be hauled back for repairs. Panther 4 should be repaired. And he, of course, is just reinforced and heal up and get out as many troops as he can right now, I think. We got 71 to 371 here. Another T-34 from 6 still, not even considering a T-35. Panzer going to be there, reinforcing. Panther 4 need repairs, Stug also need repairs, but there you go, using the self-repairs. Makes a lot more sense than the Stug as it has a smaller health pool than the Panther 4, so you can just more quickly use this to get it almost full health. But of course in this case, fixing the engine damage. Another T-34 from 6, they're halfway down from Mirasol. Panther 4 being fixed up with the support for needs and self-repair. I mean, he's being very consistent use of that ability, to be honest. I mean, thumbs up there. Panther 4 they need ace level. Stuka waiting, reserving in the south. Third T-34 ready. Machinery up here, so more to continue to be a nuisance here. MD-32 under Mirasol's command, also proving to be a hell of a steal here for Mirasol and the Red Army. Harney's clicking wiped out, Grand Northern points again, but this time, of course, Mirasol can quick respond with the T-34 from 6. In the center, the Panther 4 reaches the ace level. Up north, the T-34 is doing excellent work against the Panthers. Need to retreat them. He, of course, wants to grab the point, but yeah, he needs to treat them now. Oh dear, he's going to lose them, I think. Or maybe not. South here, Stug forwards again. Close of XE2 there. Almost got the Schutzen. One more shot in that T-34 from 6 will give the Stug that achieve level veterancy level 2. Meanwhile, another Panther 4 expansion runner. Stug there being pursued by infantry. Anti-tank grenade to go off. Damaging the engine of the Sturmgeschütz once more. Maybe had to rush in the Panther 4 just in case. And the center Grenadiers basically up north. Point being seized here as Mirasol is quickly backing his. Bringing another field, having lost one hit to the Germans. Panther 4 is moving up in the center. Grenadiers almost right at southern victory now being seized by Mirasol's conscripts. Second Panther 4 halfway done here. MD-42 they're holding the line, but the Panther 4 there is down a half health. Pack 40 ready in the shadows, and there you go. Good hit on the T-34 from 6. Panther 4 is misses. Stug there hold back for repairs again, I imagine. MD-42 there wiped out and about to get destroyed here by Mirasol's tankers. Troops sending out here from Expansion Runner's base. Second Panther 4 almost ready. Stug there again, using self-repair, and this time actually gets full health and then some. North here, gun is going for the northern point here. Captain is laying down mine here. Or mines. Plural, I guess. Panther 4 there is good to go. Once more in service of Deutschland. We got almost all victory points control over Mirasol. We got 50 versus 469. Expansion Runner needs to deliver some more harder hitting blows here versus Mirasol. Needs to deliver something here that Mirasol can't easily bounce back from. And needs to establish, I think, a much more dominant position on the map. There we've almost got a weapon. The transport there. Down to just one man there. Boris makes a run for it there. Can the Panther make it? Get rid of him. T-34 catch by the Stug here. The Stug caught with the T-34 from 6. Stug getting ready to there. Almost got the transport there. Going straight to the base of Mirasol, but no. Stops the pursuit right at the edge here. Stug backing off his field and turn around there. We've got the center Grenadiers, Pioneers moving forward here. Backed up by the Ace Panther 4. Katyusha fire, of course, ready to respond to this German invasion in the center there. Pioneers creeping forward, so they're concerned about mines. T-34 moving, but the rest of the armor is not there. The Pack 40 is not there either, leaving the Ace Panther 4 to be swarmed by the T-34 from 6 possibly. Panther 4 stooping up from the south here. Films are ready to respond to this incursion through southern means. And there goes Stug. Gets another hit there. 33 versus 367. Up north. MD-42 about to enter the Grenadiers line of fire. And there you go. MD-42 to the Grenadiers. Getting a kill there, but it's not on the gunner. Grenadiers will have to... Oh, no, he retreats. Maybe misclick here. Either way, that gives Expansion Runner a bit more room to work with there. He's still at 33. Still a mortar would be an excellent addition here just for the smoke screens. Onsley versus Mirasol. Panther 4 going in here. Ace level. One shot goes through here, but also gets a shot from the T-34 from 6. Other Panther 4 moving in here. Looks like Expansion Runner is going to go for a killing blow here. Possibly Mirasol is enough of a blow here to land, knock him out here perhaps. T-34 from 6 there being ignored. Needs to focus that down first. Oh dear, mistake here I think by him. Should have focused on the more damaged one there. Panther 4 Ace gets blown apart. A huge blow here. 2 Expansion Runner moving in. The Stug here, halfway to the Ace level, misses the T-34 from 6s. Cost him an Ace Panther 4 without taking out any of the T-34 from 6s. That is painful here for Expansion Runner. That is a terrible trade, and not one I think he can afford, to be honest. Infantry secured the center, but his front line is not much weaker. There you go. T-34's trying to counterattack here. Stug's about to get knocked out. He's getting focused down by so many T-34s, and there you go. Kaput, a huge blow to Expansion Runner, a great kill for Mirasol. That is one Stug, the Adventure 2, and an Ace Panther 4 without losing a single tank. That is amazing for Mirasol. That is an absolute hammer blow here to the kneecaps of Expansion Runner. Like, he gained some ground, sure, but at that cost, I don't think he can actually maintain it. This is huge. I mean, Insane's good attack, but he definitely, I think, went in too deep. He perhaps tilted. Perhaps he's tired or frustrated, but whatever the case there, he definitely committed that Panther 4 in the Stug in a position where, well, he shouldn't have. Hey, Panzer Corps there standing still. Again, he's just churning up more medium armor because, again, ultimately, when it comes down to brass tacks, Panther 4s are easily, like, you know, the most efficient thing there in terms of armor alongside Stugs. When you don't throw them out like that, of course. Anyway, second Panther 4 ready here. I think at this point, Mirasol might be, like, setting up for an ISU part because he's a full pop cover anyway, so he can get away with it. We got 33 versus 313 up north there, going for the northern point here. Gunny's squad needs to retreat there before the entire building collapses on them and consumes them. Defense rolling ahead. Grabbing the southern point. Panther diving up behind. Shoots, misses. Machine gun in a bit of trouble. Route it. Bit of quiet here again. Further north there. He's focusing heavily on the wings, leaving his center fairly wide open, but so far Mirasol is not exploiting that. So I guess it could work out if Expansion Runner. The question is, how long can he keep this up? I think that's the big question. How long can Expansion Runner keep this up? Panther shoots, misses the conscript. T-Fed for running ahead here. Field guns there, constantly moving about up north. The Expansion Runner slowly probing from north, catching the mortar crew here. Bit of manpower flood here for Expansion Runner. Mortar crew push back. He was about to get wiped out. Need to treat them now. South here, Panther diving in here. Needs to be careful though. Needs to be careful. Good shot there from the T-Fed 4. Panther meanwhile misses or bounces. Away, great there for Mirasol. In the center of the German assault, he's basically alone gun. He's being absolutely ripped apart here by the T-Fed 4s on 6s and the conscripts. Might even get wiped out entirely here. Apparently not. South here, the Panther 4 dealing with the T-Fed 4s from 6. It's not been great for Expansion Runner though. We got 28 versus 300. He's going for another Pack 40 now. I think you're better off going for the Stug and then a mortar, to be quite frank. 25 versus 300. Straight into Telemine here. Guess that finally paid off for Expansion Runner. But even then, like, Mirasol is just launching hammer blow after hammer blow here against the kneecaps of the Expansion Runner here. Panther about to get knocked out here, but somehow all of the shots is just completely missing it. Soviet gunnery. No, it wasn't known for its accuracy, mind you. Pack forming in there. Gunners and partners with the pack field gun there, pushing it back. We got 16 versus 300. T-54 from gaining the ace level. Gunners about to get wiped out as well. Here we got 15 versus 300. 14. Pioneers pack recorded by the T-54 from 6 coming out here under Mirasol's socialist and command here. Panther diving in here. Pack crew is about to get wiped out. Northern Pop being gobbled up here by the Red Army now. 11 here versus 300. Bomb grenade off here, and there you go. Conscript about to get wiped out here. Damaging from the Panther 4 right into the T-54 from 6s. Shots bouncing. Other Panther wing plus the Pack 40 here. It is fierce close quarters action here between Mirasol and Expansion Runner's tanks here. It is a armored brawl here. Tank boxing, if you will. Got the T-34 from 6 here. About to take out the other one. Got it. Still, he's down at 1 point, and with that, I think it is GG. There we go. Game over. A close call in some respects, but then I feel like Expanse Runner just at times fell a bit short. Whereas Mirasol, I think, was several steps ahead at times in particular. And again, he was really in the early game. He was just really good at just sneaking, laying down mines and harassing, wiping units. Particularly that MD42 steal there was a massive issue. I also think the lack of a mortar for Expanse Runner proved to be another issue for him. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.